Hello there guys, Elita Legionarii here, and today I'm bringing you a 1v1 for Total War Rome 2. This was a Rome versus Rome battle against PaladinBob, one of my fellow commentators, guys I regularly play with. So Civil War action here with Bob. He has been a most... Let's just pretend I'm Caesar and he is Pompey, and I shall have his head at the end of the day. Anyway, enough of my mucking around. My army consists of 3 Balearic slingers. Now when I play Rome, or just any faction, always take slingers, because slingers just do better than archers still, so that's why you should always bring those. Then I've got, I believe it was 2 plain legionnaires, and then 3 veteran legionnaires, and... No, 3 legionnaires and then 3 veteran legionnaires. 2 gladiator spearmen out here. Let's get close up to a cool unit. Then on the other flank I have 3 gladiators as well. Now what I like gladiators for is look at that huge melee attack, 67 melee attack. Pretty good morale, weapon damage is high as well, obviously terrible armour, no armour in fact. Melee defense is only average, they get wasted by missiles, but if you can get these guys into a flank of infantry, they'll rip them to shreds, and with that frenzy ability it just absolutely makes them lethal as. So I got a Praetorian Cav and auxiliary Cav for my Cav. I got the Caesar General for my Legatus, and I think that's everything in my army. So let's take a look at Paladin's army. He's got an auxiliary Numidian Cav out here. Honestly, it's not a bad Jav Cav, but it's not as powerful as I think it should be, because the Numidians were pretty renowned for their skill at cavalry work, but it's not that great at cav units, so I wasn't too worried about it, to be honest. Then he's got a similar army to mine. He's got 3 veteran legionnaires, but this is where he kind of outclasses me infantry-wise. He's got 3 armoured legionnaires here, as you can see. The awesomest looking Roman unit, in my opinion. Then he's got the 2 archers. Even though they've got higher missile damage, they've got much less armour piercing damage than my Balearic slingers, and much less ammo, so I can outperform them. Then he's got his Legatus, which is a strategist, interestingly enough. He's got an auxiliary cavalry, 2 auxiliary cavalry, and 4 velites. I have to be very careful of these guys. Skirmishers are lethal at the moment, and I have to be very, very careful when I'm dealing with them. So I'll try and get rid of those guys if possible. So anyway, I just want to point out now, I'll just go to slow motion here before this sort of begins. Point out now, you may have noticed it's been a while since I've put much Rome 2 out, and when I have, it's been pretty fleeting. Now that's because Fraps has been lagging quite a bit when I've been recording Rome 2. I had some other software I was working with too, but I'm still trying to kind of figure out how to work bits and pieces with it. So my reason for not getting much Rome 2 out to you guys at the moment is basically just because it's been quite hard to do so, but it appears to have improved a little bit at the moment. I don't know how well I'll be able to go for 2v2 and 3v3 battles, but I can at least bring you 1v1s. So anyway, enough for the technical jargon. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to oblique Bob, trying to position myself here, and then I'm going to try and swing a Cav around here and use my Gladiator Spearman to hold up his Cav and then swing around and get his velites. Then what I'll do is I will try and fix him up in an infantry fight with me here. We'll just have a big scrap here. And then I'll bring my gladiators around his flank. That's the idea. And I'll skirmish where I have to, because I have better skirmishing. Well, a bit like long range skirmishing with my Balearic slingers over his archers. So here I'm moving out to the right, and we'll see what goes on here. So Bob's probably consciously aware of what I'm trying to do. I quite regularly do this sort of stuff in my Total War because I find positioning is a way to get around certain things. So this is where my ability to use my slingers is going to come in handy. So I'm going to concentrate on his velites because they are going to be the most dangerous unit to me. I'm not really that concerned about his auxiliaries, Syrian archers. But if we get rid of these skirmisher units, it'll be good. As you can see, just a couple of stray hits here is already knocking out my guys here. So here I managed to catch some of his Cav there. I think he's going to push it out though, but I'm going to get the better position. Then he's going to come in and get caught straight on my Gladiator Spearman here, and this is going to be murder for his Cav, and I put my own Cav in. So this Gladiator Spearman, did I pump their... Yeah, I pumped Frenzy, so they'll rip up them pretty badly. So here the infantry fight begins. Veterans versus veterans here. It's a nice close-up. You probably can't work out who's who here. I do get a bit clumped up on them initially, but this has allowed me to get my guys into position. I'm putting my Balearic slingers onto the flank to get some flank shots on these armoured legionnaires, because the armoured legionnaires will defeat my legions. But I've got numerical superiority there, and I'm able to destroy his auxiliary cav, but he is pumping Velites into my guys here, so Velite fire, so it's doing quite a bit of damage, but easy killings for my cav and my spears there. As you can see, because I've got the numbers in the vicinity, I'm able to overcome Bob's. His veteran legionnaires are the same as mine, but his armoured legionnaires were a lot better, to be honest. But he didn't support very quickly there because he still had a couple of them sitting back here, and a couple of them sitting back here, which I think he was trying to micro it all. Now I'm just targeting his Validates, trying to defeat them before they can tear me up. So I'm withdrawing here, I don't want to fight those. However, I didn't notice it here, so I kind of get into a fight there. But at this stage, got a lot of my infantry, and I still haven't used my Caesar's abilities yet, and that will make a big difference. So I'm winning the cav fight out there. His Legatus has caught up with my Gladiator Spearmen and my Praetorian cav, but because there's Valete fire coming in, I'm getting kind of quite ripped up in that fight. But my Gladiators are free to come around the flank, which I'm going to do. So here, his veteran legionnaires are fighting off against my legionnaires, but I've got numerical superiority in the vicinity, so I can support more numbers in the vicinity than Bob. Over here, this unit was just sort of holding these guys up so I could have time to regroup, because I knew I had the infantry advantage at this point. And I've still got my slingers, which can easily out-skirmish his guys, because he's no longer really got that. He's going to use auxiliary Syrian archers, and they will not hit up nearly as much damage against my guys as mine will do against his. His slingers do much better than archers. So at this stage, the infantry fight's going quickly my way. His general's dying, and this is where I get all my gladiators right onto the flank of his armoured legionnaire. Now, Armoured Legionnaire, one for one, would absolutely destroy your Gladiator. I've got them on the flank and I've got numbers, and you just watch this unit die. Look at it, look how quick, look at that, routes immediately. That's how dangerous these Gladiators can be if you get them in mass and get that frenzy build going. As you see, it takes the weapon damage up to 51, and 67 attack is monstrous, and it just kills an elite armoured unit. So, now moving around onto his flanks here. Got Caesar here, I'm going to pump his abilities, which basically, as you look, puts the melee defense on everything up to monstrously high levels, so Bob's never going to break that. And now I've got my gladiators coming on the flank here, so Bob's essentially going to be encircled. Basically, and I've got my cav here to run off his skirmishers, so basically the idea was to kind of fix up his infantry, use my long range skirmishing to outdo his, and then use my spearman stuff to fix up his cav so I can move my gladiators around unopposed, because if he got his cav into these gladiators, I would have been in deep trouble. So he's got his Numidian cav here, which I think he's just going to make me chase around a little bit. But I'm going to use my cav here to get rid of these auxiliaries. So I mean, the biggest danger in this army was probably his Velites, to be honest, because even though his armoured legionnaires are elite as, it does weaken the kind of some of his army by having them because they're quite expensive. So I was kind of worried about those Velites, because as you can see in that cav fight, they did rip up a lot of my guys, even though I had I had his cav mixed up with my spearmen, which ordinarily was smashed into bits, because I was facing against those elite, those javelin units. It just really tore my guys to bits. So you've got to be careful of that. So that's why I was using my slingers to outrange him. As you can see, his archers did very little damage to my slingers at all. So and I mean, they've clocked up a bucket load of kills. I mean, slings just do so much better than archers. I hope they actually do something to change archers in patch 10 when it comes out. So here I'm just putting shots down, use my general to fix them. This is the stage that Bob, I believe, needs defeat. So there's the stats there. So I win the Roman Civil War, Bob. You will have to surrender to my rule. Anyway, as you can see, those veteran legionnaires did pretty good. That's a cool unit. The other legionnaires did fairly good. Good holding force, good supporting force. Gladiators there, as you can see, didn't get heaps of kills, but they absolutely caused that mass rout. And of course, the slingers got bucket loads of kills, and the gladiators would have done, spearmen would have done better had they not been pumped in by javelins, although because he was under such constant fire and harassment because I would harass them with cav and constantly forced them to run while I was shooting at them, they didn't do that well, but this one that got the chance really clocked up some kills. So as you can see, the armoured legionnaires did pretty good, but for the most part, Bob's force was taking it apart pretty soundly. I was pretty pleased with that one because Bob's no easy opponent. So anyway, guys, what I'll do is I'll link Bob's channel in the description, so be sure to go check it because it is a great channel. He does great stuff, great work, and of course his lecture videos are awesome. Like puts up, most of you probably already know this, but some of you might not. He puts up really great videos about just sort of various like lecture things that go into great details about certain wars and histories and periods and things like that. And it's absolutely interesting as it's really great. So I highly recommend going and seeing his channel. Plus he does great Total War content. So a great commentator and just an all-round nice guy. So be sure to go by and check Paladin Bob's channel. I'll link it there in the description. Great game to Bob. I will be uploading another one with Bob next. So next time I do Rome 2, that is. So anyway, guys, you can look forward to that, and I hope you enjoy this one. Feel free to leave comments, because I really enjoy reading comments. Tell me what you think. Tell me if you like my strategy, what you think I could have done better, or what do you think Bob could have done better, or whatever. Just constructive criticism is always welcome. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon next time.